Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here with another Tag Tuesday video because, amazingly, it's Tuesday again. So this is a challenge that's hosted by the very lovely Shirley over at Handmade by Shirley, and each week she gives us a different prompt to make an altered tag. If you hop on over to her channel, which will be linked below, you will find she usually puts up a little sort of community post where she shares the upcoming prompts. So I think we've got them right up to the end of May. Have we got further than that? At the time of me making this video, we've got up to the end of May. So it's teddy bears. Teddy bears this week. So I'll give you a little sneak peek, and then if you want to see how I made this, then please keep watching. So if you want to see my cute teddy, did you guess the theme I've gone for there? Then please keep watching, and I hope you enjoy. So I've just pulled out a few bits and pieces I'm going to use. I've got this stamp set which is called Charming in Check, and it's For the Love of Stamps by Hunky Dory, and I stupidly had stuck it in the wrong way round, so it stuck to the cellophane, but I managed to get it out. And I'm going to stamp a picnic blanket on the bottom of my tag using that. And I think picnic blankets rather, need to be red in my mind. So you might spot here a cheeky little purchase that I did where I got myself a few more of the, what are they called? Interference inks from Lisa Horton. So I thought I'll just try it as just a normal ink for stamping. So that is done, and then I'm going to block that off after giving my stamp a wee clean. I'm going to kind of block off where that is and then do a little bit of inking. And I'm actually using some stencils which I have had in my stash for a very long time. They are from Julia McNeil Crafts, and they're meant to create big trees, but the trees are too big. But I just want a kind of greenery with the sort of effect of bushes or trees. So I'm just using I'm going to use different colours of green inks, all Distress Oxides, I think, and create a sort of green, shades of green background that could look like it's bushes and trees, as if you're in the woods. Because this is, of course, a teddy bear picnic tag. So here I've just stuck it on with a bit of washi tape, and then as you'll see here, so there is like the trunk, and then there's two different shapes of the sort of foliage. So I'm just going in with, what inks have I got? I've got Mown Lawn, Shabby Shutters, and Lucky Clover. And blending away. I had quite a lot of fun doing the different kind of tree shapes. I should have done the Shabby Shutters, I should have done that all over the background, but I hadn't, because I had to kind of go in then and do that again, so, but that's okay. So I'm just inking away here. I think it's quite hard to see because of the paper I've got behind it, but if I put my mat behind it, then it's you get a big glare off it. You see there's a wee bit of a glare off that stencil. So there we go, just making sure I've got ink right down to the edge of the picnic blanket. It moved a little bit. I'm just adding in another little bit there. Now, when I was looking for a teddy bear for this, I have realised I have very few teddy bears. I have got, I've got a large die which is two teddies together, and I don't think I've got many teddy stamps. Maybe a Christmassy one somewhere I can remember. But I also had this little tattered lace one that I'm going to use, and I think it maybe came with a magazine. There was one year I used to have a slight addiction to Create and Craft TV shopping, and I think one year I treated myself to a year-long subscription from Tattered Lace magazine, and I think this is one of theirs. I don't remember buying it. You could probably download the bear and just cut it out, but I decided I was going to colour him in. So I'm getting my alcohol markers out. I've saved the little bits because he's got the little sort of inside of his ears and the nose. They popped out, but I have saved them to pop them back in later. And I'm just going in with, I think I've got my gold brown shades and then the kind of, I don't know what you call it. Is it like the sort of big bit under his nose? I'm going in there with earth brown blends in the very palest colours. But yeah, I do really like doing a bit of alcohol ink colouring and trying to get it all to blend. But I must admit, my pens are getting a little bit old. And it becomes a little bit harder when they start to dry out. These Spectrum Noir, I have had them for quite a while. So I suppose I can't really complain. But a lot of the paler colours are running out drastically. But that's okay. So I'm just colouring it all in. I am going to die cut a separate one with the note he's holding because it became too complicated trying to not get any brown pen on it. I mean, I did a reasonable job, but I decided eventually just to cut the bear out and add in a clean sheet behind. So there I go with all my trying to do my shading. It's a nice die because it's got little details in there. The sort of little kind of creases in his fur and a little bit of, maybe it's stitching, I'm not sure, but he's very cute. It would be good for like a birthday card with you could put the number on the note he's holding, put a 1 or a 2 for a little one's birthday. Maybe I'll do that at some point for the shop. So yeah. I was thinking about where I've still got my teddy, I think I have anyway, that I had when I was a baby. He is very imaginatively called Teddy, but I don't know where he is. He must be in a box somewhere. But I was going to dig him out for this video, but I didn't have time. I ran out of time. I've always got great plans and then not enough time to get them all done. But yeah, so he's coming together there. I'm just, as I'd say, doing his nose, or what is that bit? What do you call that bit? Muzzle? It doesn't seem very nice. Anyway, that bit under his nose is a bit lighter. The other thing that happens with these tri-blends is sometimes when you try to pull the lid off, you pull off the bit with the nib and even the inky bit, and the inky bit is really short. And then it becomes very difficult to get that out. So I think that's what I was having that problem getting the darkest end, but then I did manage to do it eventually. So there he is, all coloured in. And as you see, here we go. I'm going to just separate him from, you just need a few snips really from that background. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, I needed to do the nose. So I've given him a little black nose, and the ears are going to be kind of little pinky ones. So just colour those in as well, and then I need to pop it all together. Keep those bits safe. Oh, must have noticed a little bit around the edge that needed a wee bit more colour. That's the other benefit of separating it, is you can actually see those edges. So yeah, that'll just sit on that other one that I've cut out. And then I'm going to add a little bit of stamping here. So, as I think I've said, this is going to be a teddy bear's picnic themed tag. So, the words go, if you go down to the woods today, you're in for a... Did you all shout big surprise? Yes, good, good. So this is going to say big surprise. As I am stamping it with these individual letters, I am slightly worried that surprise might be too long a word, but I think it did fit. So I just started right at the edge and I kind of jammed them in. If I was sensible, I'd have started in the middle. I should have really started with doing the PR in the middle, but I didn't, and it actually worked out okay this time. So I got away with it. I am just stamping them on a little scrap piece of paper, just if I think, is that the right way up? I must admit, this set of letter stamps is really good. I have had several sets that were virtually unusable, by me anyway, because they always caught like the little edge of the block and didn't give you the sort of clean print of the letters. So yeah, these ones are good. I think I've maybe just got them on eBay, but they are really nice. So that is going to sit on there. Then I just need to add the bear onto his... reconnect him, and I decided it needed a little bit of inking around the edge. So just stick him in place. You get the little marks to line up with, and then glue him on the tag. Now, the one thing I've messed up with here is that his ear is hanging off the edge, which I was fine with, but actually it meant that the bit I was going to stick in was sticking out, so I had to deal with that, but I think I've come up with a solution. So the little nose goes in, little ear, pop that little bit in the ear. There's nothing for it to stick onto. So, yeah, there it goes, comes out of my finger. So I have to get a wee bit of sellotape, the tiniest little bit of sellotape, and that will help. I don't know how long it'll last, but... So there is the picnic. I decided it needed a little plate, so I found in my stash a little plate die cut and add a couple little strawberries just to tie in with that red tablecloth. And then of course it needs a little bit of attention up the top there, so I've added a hole and put an eyelet in, and then I'm going to get some nice ribbon. Oh, but first of all, I needed to add the words. I was going to print it off and put it on. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to handwrite it. If you go down to the woods today, you're in for a big surprise. So yeah, I've got sort of gingham ribbon, and I thought that would tie in with the tablecloth. So the stamp, the ink that I've used, I think it's called, what's it called? Cherry Bomb Shimmer. So I've gone for the sort of darker cherry-ish coloured ribbon as well. And thank God for pokey tools to help me get ribbon through, eh? So I'm just pulling that through. And I'll just add a little bit of a sort of flag end. Looking good. Decide to go in with a little bit of a border, so just a wee scribble line border around the outside, and I think that makes all the difference. So let me know in the comments if you are joining in with the challenge today. I love to see what everybody's been making, and yeah, I hope that you liked my tag, and if you did, please feel free to hit like and leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye now.